Hello, my dear friends, and a warm welcome to our new subscribers. My name is Annie, and normally I share videos from our off-grid cabin in Sweden with Julian. We already have some more renovation videos on the way, but this time I want to invite you on a very special journey. I was born and raised on the Faroe Islands, a very unknown country until a few years ago when the tourism exploded and people became aware of the extraordinary untouched nature here.
I've been away for far too long, but now I'm on my way back home.
All I ever wanted when I was younger was to see the world, so I moved to Denmark when I turned 18, a sweet spot between feeling safe, as the Faroe Islands are a part of the Danish kingdom, and also wild and free, as it was a long way from home and the possibilities seemed endless.
I was looking to belong.
Ever since, it has felt a bit odd going back home, and I haven't been able to put my finger on why. Recently, I realized how many books and movies have been made about returning to the roots. There are so many emotions attached to it. So in this video, I will share my journey with you, going back home. I hope you will enjoy it, and maybe you will set some thoughts in motions about your own roots.
Looking to belong when I already found my home.
Good morning. I woke up here. I just decided to go. Kind of didn't want to leave. This is my hometown, home country, home place. For the last 12 or 13 years, I've been coming and going very briefly. There are so many things here that I just left behind. Finally, I feel like there is so much beauty here that I didn't see before. I have kind of been waiting for like this time when I was grown up and could return with a place from seeing it from a new perspective, and that's now. I never knew there could be so tropical smells here on these Nordic islands. The sun is out. Also not something I remember there being much of. See, I have so many judgments about this place that are now just like melting, falling apart, because this place is really beautiful and I never saw it. And I wish to take you on the journey of exploring that from this whole new place that has been here the whole time. Also, I didn't think that things could grow here, like there were only potatoes. Always only potatoes, I thought. But it turns out the climate here is actually, like, look at these huge rhubarbs. It's very windy here, but if you just put things where there's not a lot of wind, things can grow really well here. Like beets and vegetables, carrots, potatoes, rhubarbs. While I was staying at my mom's house, I thought I might as well be of some use. And my mom usually has some project in the house. It turns out she was making a tiny apartment in my old room, so I decided to help her out with finishing it while staying there myself. My mom taught me to lay tiles, and in a few days we laid the hallway floor together. It was so nice to do a project with my mom. It was my first time laying a tile floor, and it is so cool that I can do that now, and we're really happy with the results. This used to be my bedroom when I was a teenager. This was my wardrobe, and my mom was wondering what to do with this, if it should be shelves again or maybe a bench. I had the idea to make it a combination. I'm gonna make a reading bench in the middle and then put the shelves back in and maybe have books on the shelves, and then a bed here in the middle, I think. Here you can go outside.
Is breaking softly and the night is glowing true. I feel a million eyes, but I can just see you. No rain, no thunder.
What a wonderful, beautiful morning to wake up to. Almost every day I went on a walk, and these walks became little adventures for me, exploring the nature and the village, where I had walked 1,000 times before, and also diving inside myself, reflecting and transforming old beliefs. I actually began to see myself living here as an adult, something I never thought I would consider. It was such a beautiful experience, and also a bit scary and just really interesting. I also went to see some of my dear friends that I've only seen once a year or less the past decade. It felt so good finally to have time to talk about everything and nothing, enjoying coffee without being in a rush to catch the plane again. I think I'm just gonna enjoy this cup of tea, put on an episode of Jana Jinsson's videos, enjoy the rest of this Sunday, because the whole week here it has been like a kind of a festival in this little village of ours. Friday and Saturday we were out late. Yesterday we saw fireworks, and like it's been really cozy. People have been by, and I kind of love it. Like the community feeling, and I have been saying hello to people that I haven't seen for 10 years. And at first I was like feeling kind of nervous. What do you say to a person you haven't seen for 10 years? But when I was there, I found some of my old friends and just sat with them, and there was a quiz, and we just had the best time. It felt just really natural. I had said hello to some of my old teachers from school when I was a kid. People are just so nice, and it's such a special experience to be here again, for real.
And yeah, make space for new herbs.
Anyway, what a way to start a video. Hi everyone.
And then it was time to get back to the apartment makeover. We had so many plans. We also wanted to finish the grass roof. But as with all big projects, I just took one step at a time. And layer by layer, I could come back to old memories, transforming them to something new. Now this purple paint is actually my work back in the days. It was when I was a teenager, so 15 years ago, I guess. It is almost 9 o'clock, and the sun is still Yeah, the sun is still shining outside. The last 2 nights I've been up until 12. All the festivities in the village. I have been up and seen the sun go behind the mountains, and that's been around 12. Good morning. So I made a list of what I want to do and experience while I'm here. I bought a one-way ticket here, and didn't know for how long I would stay. Beginning to think about, okay, so how long do I want to stay and what do I want to experience most of all? And one of the things on the list is that I wanted to cook something in this kitchen. And this morning I have just been craving a cup of cacao with honey. I went into my mom and found some plant milk and some Danish honey, and I brought some cacao myself. So for 1 cup, I usually use around 35 grams of cacao for 1 cup. So let's see. 35. Oh my gosh. This is perfect. Now the next question is how to use a non-off-grid oven. Now we just let this heat. Not too hot. This is the first time that I drink this kind of cacao here on the Faroe Islands. I'm not sure, but I don't think you can buy it here. So it's kind of special because I love this drink. I can go out later. Now I actually feel a sense of calm that I really needed. Making that list, it was a lot longer than I thought. Like both experiences, but also like to-dos and shopping lists of materials that we need to buy. And all of a sudden there were these 3 lists, and it kind of made me feel a little stressed for time. So I kind of put myself in a state where I just couldn't do anything. So I just first needed to calm myself down, and from that place I can do things again. I just like set myself free. Going on these walks around my mom's house totally took me back to my childhood memories, when this was my kingdom and I could play in the grass for hours, creating my own worlds. At that time, I dreamed about creating something big for myself. If I could travel back and tell little Annie that she is already living the dream, running freely in nature every day, and tell her about the life she will create as a grown-up, oh, I think she would feel a lot more free. I remember coming here as a kid and this was just a paradise. Like all of these small pools and slides, you could just like sit on your bum and just go wee. This is the old like water, the place where they gathered water for drinking, I think. And I remember one time my brother and his friends would climb down there and like fill up the hole where a little stream of water was running through. And then the next time we came up here, it was just filled with water. Can you imagine being a kid here, just playing around all day, all summer? Like the water would be cold, but you could find like these small pools where there wasn't much stream going through and they would be a little bit warm and you had found a golden pot. So I'm wondering, do you have any childhood memories that you treasure? I'm so grateful.
The sky is so pretty right now. I wonder if your pretty eyes see it. I need a good love.
I was sitting inside working and I just looked out the window and the weather is amazing today. So when it hit 12 o'clock, I thought, okay, that must be enough for today. I tried to embrace the everyday adventure, the small things that you can do that are so simple, like pouring some coffee into a jar. About if I should tell you some facts about this place. I don't want to bore you with those details. You can just Google the Faroe Islands and find out that there are 50,000 people living here or so. There are 18 islands, stuff like that. Just Google it. If you do have some questions though, feel free to ask anything. I love to chat with you in the comment section. Look who just joined us. It is very important to give the sheep peace and quiet. I thought that was like common knowledge. But yesterday I saw some tourists chasing the sheep and filming it. It's just not okay. But I guess everybody doesn't know that. The lamb looks like a panda. Now this is how I remember the Faroe Islands. Walk up to this rainy window. But this time around I thought about and decided that rainy weather is all right. If I just have enough cozy indoor activities and books, it's fine. I heard Sorel Amor, who was making YouTube in Iceland, talk about that there are so many creative people there. Because of the weather, people are a lot indoors, they paint and write music, like forced to do a lot of creative things, and that creates a lot of artists. And I think it's like that here too, because there are a lot of creative people here, very, very talented people. So that is actually kind of cool. It's very stormy today. It's been raining the whole day. You could just see the wind and the rain going sideways. I have actually started editing this video. Feeling very comfortable here. The journey of being here is a bit more complex than just watching the beautiful mountains and flowers. How my stories and how my beliefs about this beautiful place changes while I'm here. I bet many of you know about how many emotions are connected to going back home. But going into the journey, of course, is like it's opening, it's eye-opening and healing a lot of old stories, but it's also a bit tough because it means that I have to face the things that have been holding me back from doing this. And I'm not gonna go into that, but I just wanted to put that in here as well, that it's not necessarily simple or easy to go back home. I wanted to make this video, I wanted to share this story to invite you to see this beautiful place, but also for those of you who, wherever you're from and wherever you are, if you can somehow resonate with this feeling of it can be hard to go back home, just to make you know that you're not alone. But it can also be so joyful and healing and amazing. Each of us has our own journey. So what I do about that is that I read books on like childhood, inner child, that help me, support me, and I talk a lot. I talk to Julian, I talk to my family. Sometimes I write in my diary if they're just overflowing of words and feelings in my mind. And I go easy on myself, not pressuring myself too hard on having to do too many things in a day. Like listen to my body, listen to myself. What do I need right now? I've been taking some more naps and I have not been pushing, like this video, for example, like there's so many things I want to film, but I have not been pushing it and just telling myself like this can just be a simple video. And if it turns out that I want to make more, I can make more. So just really trying to go easy on myself. I think that's always good. Thank you so much for being with me on this journey by watching this video. If you wish to see more from the Faroe Islands, please let me know, as I will definitely be visiting home more often. This was a very small part of the endless stories that are to tell about these solid mountain islands. Sending lots of love to you. Bye bye!
Du kan bara äta det klar. Hur låter det sånt nu?
För det tar samtidigt lax, mycket sist lax där.
Nu är det först ofta då. Det är först långt.
Nej, det är halvsist då.